Welcome to today's Top 5 Scope with me, Joel Comm, and today's episode numero ocho. That's 8 for those of you who do not speak Espanol. Hello, Mexico, speaking of Espanol. And I just got back in town from a week on the road in both Orlando and then in Las Vegas. My favorite thing about Las Vegas is leaving. It really is. I've been there so many times. I don't gamble really, $20 here in a slot machine, maybe that's it. But as I stepped off the plane this morning and I got home back to Denver, Colorado, I realized that today's Top 5 Scope had to be the top 5 reasons that I love living in Denver. And hello, Mohammed from Iraq. Good to see you. Glad you're here. And thanks for those of you coming on for all the hearts and all the love. Don't forget to swipe up and over and left and right and share. Let people know that you're here. Hello, Turkey. Glad that you're here as well. So here I have on this note my top 5 reasons for that I love Colorado. And we're going to get started right now with reason number 1. Boom, here it is, number 1. 300 days of sunshine. 300 days of sunshine. How many days of sunshine? 300. Yes, we're a mile high here, and that is not a reference to the fact that this is a state where recreational marijuana is legal. Nope, it's just that we're high because we're a mile high here, and some are high for the other reason as well. But we have 300 days each year that the sun shines, and that right there, I love the sun, love it. David, the Grand Canyon is pretty far away, and you got to go just south of Colorado is New Mexico, and then if you go west, then you're in Arizona, and the Grand Canyon's kind of in the northern part of Arizona. But anytime I fly to San Diego, it takes me right over the Grand Canyon. It's always a beautiful view. Okay, so reason number 1, 300 days of sunshine. Oh, my camera's there. I shouldn't put my sticky note there. That would not make for a good Periscope. Reason number 2, it's dry here. It is, the humidity is so low. I grew up in Chicago area, so I'm no stranger to humidity. After I graduated college, I moved to Texas, and I lived in Dallas and Plano, which is near Dallas, for 12 years, and I lived in the Oklahoma City area for 8 years. Humidity. And, I go to Florida often enough where my clothing sticks to myself. And no, not my humor, the weather. So the low humidity here. That means when it's 80 degrees here, it's a dry heat. It feels more like 70. It always feels more comfortable than the temperature is. And that's why we can have days here in the summer where it's in the 90s and you could still go outside. It's not brutal. And I love that. So that's reason number 2, low humidity. I don't like when my clothing sticks to me. I can't, even though I have air conditioning, I can't stand it. Okay, number 3 reason that I love Denver, the mountains. Now the mountains aren't officially in Denver proper, but from the city, if you want to see what it looks like and you've never been here, just Google Denver, Colorado, and the first pictures you'll see are of the cityscape with the front range right behind it. Now, I'm not really a sportsman. I used to ski. I don't really ski anymore. And honestly, I've had enough of the snow by January 1st. I love the snow. I love it in the holiday season. And then I want it to melt. I just do. I want it to melt. Mike Leo, I'm a Broncos fan by default, but I'm really not a big sporting fan. So if they're doing well and they're winning, great, I'm happy for them, but it doesn't really matter. Yes, Estes Park is beautiful. Love going to Estes Park. But the mountains, here's a bit of trivia you might not know about the state of Colorado. We have 52 mountains that are 14,000 feet and up. True story. No other state even comes close to it. And so basically from where I live in Denver, it's an hour from here to Keystone and Copper Mountain and Breckenridge. I mean, it's just nothing to get really into the mountains. The Front Range is beautiful. Of course, Boulder is right there on the foothills, and then the mountains go up. But I can go outside and walk right to the end of my street and look out, and from any East-West Street, I can see the mountains, and they are amazing. And there's snow on top of them now, but it hasn't snowed here yet. You've got some friends that moved into Cheeseman Park. It's a beautiful park. I've walked through there many times. Not 150,000 feet high, 14,000 feet high. 150,000 feet would take us to the moon, I think. So reason number 3 is the mountains. Reason number 4 that I love Denver in today's top 5 scope is the people. Love the people here. There really is a more casual type of environment. People are more laid back. It's not because they're high. I know everybody likes to say that because they're stoners, but people that were stoners, there's stoners everywhere. There's just a more chill atmosphere here, and people are really cool and laid back. Yeah, that's it. I've got some great friends here, and I really enjoy it. So the people. And reason number 5 is the city itself. I live about 4 miles south of city center in a neighborhood called Washington Park, and it's kind of like the Central Park of Denver, in that it's this long green belt with trails around it, and tennis courts and ponds, and little paddle boats to go out on the lake, and basketball and all kinds of stuff going on there. There's always people run in the park, bike in the park, and I actually went for my walk today, just before I did the scope, and that's why I am unshowered, unkept, and in my hat still. So there's so many places to explore in this city, and I love doing that. I love just walking out my front door and taking off in whatever direction I want to go. Some days I'll walk downtown and I'll loop around the 16th Street Mall area. Other days I'll walk up to City Park. Sometimes I'll walk to Cherry Creek and walk the trails there. Other times I'll do Wash Park. There's so many things to explore. Beautiful neighborhoods. It does not feel like the city where I live. It feels very suburban. It's very quiet, and I love it here. So there you go. There's a lot more reasons to love Denver, especially if you're a sushi fan, which I am not. But there's a place here called Sushi Den, which is supposed to be the place to go for sushi. A lot of great restaurants. Of course, if you're a Broncos fan, I understand we got a pretty good team right now. If you're a Rockies fan, not so much. So there you go. Reason number 1, 300 days of sunshine. Reason number 2, it's dry, low humidity. Reason number 3, the mountains, they're beautiful, and I think that everybody don't move here, okay? That's why our housing prices are going up. And does it snow a lot? Legendary Woo wants to know. In the winter, it snows a bunch in the mountains, and that's why we have the ski resorts there. Here on the Front Range, every winter is a little different, like it is everywhere. Sometimes it'll do a little, a dump on us where we'll get 5, 6, 8 inches, and other times just a little, sprinkling here and there. But the thing is, because we have 300 days of sunshine, the sun comes out, and we could have a blizzard one day, and the next day it's in the 50s and sunny. And hey, Pop Culture 27, good to see you. And it melts, and so it's not uncommon to have snow, and then a couple days later see people in shorts and a t-shirt. In fact, I remember in January, this last January, we had a week where it was solidly in the 70s all freaking week in January. So pretty amazing. David, I've not lived out of the States before. I've been out of the States many times. Desert weather, but green. It's not like the Rockies are green and lush and rocky. So it's not like being in Arizona where it's just dirt and cactus. It's kind of different. So Red Rocks is the best place to see a live concert. Absolutely. Number 4, the people. And number 5, the city itself. So much to explore, so much to see. And that is today's Top 5 Scope. I need a jingle. If you guys have followed me on Facebook or on YouTube, I'm Joel Comm on both. I've started uploading finished videos of these. Hi, Sharon. And putting a little music on front and back. You have fiends in Durango. I think you mean you have friends in Durango. Maybe you have fiends there, Mimi. I don't know. But I've got a couple friends over on the west side of the mountain range as well, and they love it over there. I guess if I was going to do a reason number 6, it's because as long as it's sunny out, you always know what direction you're facing, because the mountains are always to the west from Denver. So, as long as you can orient where the mountains are, you know which direction you're going. I, like many men, have a natural sense of direction. Many times don't even need a map to find where I'm going. So thanks for joining me for today's Top 5 Scope. I'm really glad you guys made it. And if you have something that you would like me to do a Top 5 in the future, whether it's business, social, apps, movies, music, cities, places to go, favorite jokes, whatever, top 5 anything, send me a tweet at Joel Comm and use the hashtag Top 5 Scope and spell out F-I-V-E and at Joel Comm me, so I'll know. And follow me at Joel Comm. I will be speaking at the Periscope Summit in January in San Francisco, and I hope to meet you there. I need to go get cleaned up and take a shower. Thanks for joining me today. Catch you guys on the next Top 5 Scope down Periscope.